People have sponsored, people want to invest. I have personally invested my own paychecks from my job to make sure that customers can have crew necks. Do you know how painful that is? Like, I want to pocket this money, but I got to shell out $1,500 for customers to be satisfied. That right there can make somebody want to cuss. Seriously, like
I
I got to
feel
give you
you.
my hard earned. Like I have to give a business to make the stuff my hard earned money. And I don't cuss, by the way. Let me just throw that in there. But I was just being super dramatic. But I have to give my hard earned money to this business to make sure that customers are satisfied with a product that is literally like changing lives. Dang, I don't want to do this no more. So now I got to figure out, well, how can I make revenue from these sales so I wouldn't have to use my own personal money anymore. And so sometimes, y'all, just being real, you're going to have to, it takes money to make money. I understand that more now than I ever understood it before. Like sometimes you're going to have to pull from them. If you still work a job, I still actually work a part-time gig. So if you still work a job, sometimes you're going to have to pull a lump sum of change from that check to make sure that the business can still be sustained. And if it can't, it's okay. Do something crazy to make sure that you can get sales. Have a sale, to generate sales. And so you just got to kind of do different things that work for you. But money is an issue. I think self-sabotage, is an issue. You can see what somebody else is doing, and you may feel like what you're doing is not enough. You can be overwhelmed. You can be stressed out. You could honestly, comparison is a thief of joy. You can compare yourself to somebody that has been in this game longer or has been in this game not as long as you, but is doing way better than you. It's a whole thing. Like it's a whole thing, but you have to understand that what you have been given is special and nobody can take that away from you. But it's your job to make sure that you convey this message as strong as you can, and deliver it as strong as you can to the best of your ability, being your authentic self. And so I know I kind of was like all over the place with that, but it kind of all circles together.
Nah,
Like, yes, I have all these issues, but you have to reflect and remember why and understand that you're making an investment into something that's going to grow bigger than what you can imagine. Right. And so, yes, I got to pull. Sometimes I got to ask people for money, be like, hey, like, I'm not going to tell you what I need it for, but can I just borrow $50 just so I can get a couple crew necks or a couple t-shirts or a couple hoodies? I haven't had this experience, but this is just real stuff, right? Everybody is moving into the entrepreneurial world. A lot of people are business owners now, small business owners, and so people think it's just like a piece of cake, and it's not. Like, I'm about to just start a t-shirt line and it's about to be successful. No, if you're famous and you got a good track record or a huge following, that's possibly the case. But for someone like me, a lot of people didn't know me, and some people still don't know me. Starting from scratch, right? And by myself too. That's another thing. Starting from scratch by myself, trying to push a message out that I felt like at the time would do well.
yeah, and like, no, that's good stuff, and that's real. I appreciate you for the vulnerability and being transparent because so many people do think it's just easy to do this stuff, but it take a lot of sacrifice. Like you saying, sacrificing money. You got to have faith in your goals and your dreams and your purpose. That's why purpose is important to me because if it ain't no purpose behind it, then what am I investing in? And
Right.
so a lot of times for me, it's about understanding the purpose behind like, all right, all right, what's the point of Inspire Guys, people? Like, all right, let me make sure there's some purpose behind this because cameras cost, studio costs, equipment costs. I
Yeah.
don't make money from this yet. I don't have no big sponsor. So I think it's important to share those aspects of running a business or going after your dream because it's a lot of people out there that think they could cut corners. And I'm gonna be real, even for people, even if a person is famous or something, a lot of them fronting too, because one thing about business is that there's revenue and then there's profit. And
Yeah.
I know you understand that just from how you talking. A lot of people don't understand the difference. They like, oh man, if they saw that you did $1 million in sales, they like, oh, Jesus and Sneakers did $1 million in revenue. It's like, yeah, that's revenue, bro.
Right.
You don't know what the overhead costs are. You don't know none of that. I might have profited $10,000 from $1 million in sales. All you got to do is watch Shark Tank to understand that. So,
Right.
I love the way you talk about business in that way.